Plaintiff Tori Flowers was friends with the defendant for 5 years. But she claims the defendant betrayed her by telling her personal business to outsiders who weren't in their circle. Tori's suing her former friend today for unpaid loans. Defendant Danielle Davis says she was always there for Tori, but every time they have a problem, Tori takes it to social media. Danielle's countersuing Tori for harassment.
Start with you.
Well, for one, me and Danielle have been friends for about 5 years now. Over the course of 5 years, she's lived with me at times. I've lived with her, separate situations. But over the course of 5 years, she's proven to be a good friend, but then also proven to not be a good friend. It's times that she's stabbed me in the back, told a bunch of personal business to like outsiders who's like not within our circle. I mean, it's times where she then tried to talk to guys that I was dating. It's things like that. But
what's the upside of being her friend?
The upside of the upside of being her friend was that she would be there for me when I needed her to. Like emotional support. Just overall, that was the upside.
She would give you emotional support after she hurt you emotionally.
It'll be up and down, Judge. Honestly, it was like it'll be one minute we like super close,
okay.
and
next minute she crossed.
And next minute it's
all right.
yes.
Let me hear from you about the friendship.
We have been friends. We were friends for about five years, a little bit over 5 years.
If you lean down.
Sorry. Never crossed her by talking to any guy she's ever talked with. Don't understand that part. As far as being there for her, yes, I've been there for her throughout the friendship. You name it, I've done it. I was there. She's been a good friend for the majority of the part until little altercations come about, and then it goes to social media. So whenever we get into a problem, it goes to social media.
Like what?
Every incident, she just runs to Facebook and she got to make an subliminal post, but I know you're talking about me.
Right.
And it's just like...
You're the only person that fit that set of facts.
Exactly. Like, who else you talking about? I'm not slow. Then on top of that...
What people don't understand is that if a judge or a jury believes that as well, and that's pretty typical.
Okay.
You put something, you say something, and just because you don't use the person's name, you think the judge or the jury is going to say, well, no, because the name wasn't on there. Notice the only person that fits that set of facts at that time, period. So therefore, we believe you were talking about this person. Unless you could show us that there's another person you were talking about who has the same set of facts during the same time frame, then we'll say we don't know who you were talking about. But if you're the only one that can fit those facts, that's typically the case.
She stabbed me in the back, told a bunch of personal business to like outsiders who's like not within our circle. I mean, it's times where she then tried to talk to guys that I was dating. It's things like that. But
what's the upside of being her friend?
The upside of
Plaintiff Tori Flowers is suing her former friend, who claims every time they had a problem, Tori took it to social media.
Yes, ma'am.
That's not true.
Okay, it is true from my courtroom. Go ahead, tell me what's not true.
No,
all right.
I was the
Go
one.
ahead. What else you want me to tell me about your friendship with her?
I've never brought anybody into our friendship as far as conflict issues, only but family. I don't know who this girl is sitting with her. She barely even know me, so.
Who has these, because your counterclaim is for harassment, and I suppose
because she went on Facebook and made a Facebook post about me on Facebook.
After the fact, the point is that I've called her multiple times, Judge, tried to talk to her, and I'm the one that was always telling her, don't go to Facebook and stuff. It's very rarely that I go to Facebook about stuff because she does it first. And honestly, it's so many times me and her had personal conversations about if you feeling some kind of way about me, don't go talk about me to the next person. Come to me about it. And it's multiple times we done had conversations about her.
Who is Johnson?
Oh, I don't. That's somebody else's status. Her status is highlighted. That's what she put on Facebook.
Everybody, baby mama got their A beat by their baby daddy before.
I don't know why they.
And the only reason
I don't know why they.
I don't know about that. That's the whole stuff. And the only reason that status was made, Judge, I called her. I called, and it was so funny. She talked to this girl on the phone.
Run me out the country. I don't know.
She talked.
But ain't nowhere to go. They got internet everywhere now. So
she talked to our friend. This is our mutual friend, which we've both known for multiple years.
Come on, stand up, ma'am.
And
then we're gonna get right to the law. State your name.
Joanne.
What do you want to tell me?
Okay, so basically, I am a part of their friendship, but how the friendship started was with her. Me and her had an altercation because she is a backstabber. She knew knowingly, like she knows me. She put my baby daddy's car in her name and continued to hang out with me, and then they got into an altercation. And she.
This wasn't you to put everybody baby mama by their baby daddy.
And her and my baby daddy got into an altercation, and that's when she wanted to befriend me and come to me and tell me like, oh well, this and that.
Right.
And said,
thank you very
Judge,
much.
I never befriended her. She thought I was freaking her baby daddy.
Less about any of this mess.
But no, as far as the money and stuff.
She'll tell me about that.
Okay.
Have a seat. How does she owe you for these loans?
Now, over the course of the past 2 years, you know, she would have jobs, but she wouldn't keep them, and she would always need, you know, some kind of loan for something. If it was for the baby's daycare, the baby's birthday, her birthday, Christmases, you know, things like that. And I would help her for rent, light bills, phone bills.
Help me.
I would help her.
Tell me what happened this time.
Well, the most recent time, the last
one you're suing her for. Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm suing her for a total of $2,400, but
Yeah.
the most recent time I gave her a total of $600, which was back in November of 2018. Now, and that I have text messages of, you know, and she was
November 600, so we have 1,800 more to go.
okay. So I got the date.
Yeah.
Okay, so April of 2017, I loaned her $200. August of 2017, I gave her a total of $700, and that was for her rent, and that was also for her child's daycare and her phone bill. The next time was June of 2018. I gave her $400. Now the thing was, you know, I told her at the moment, don't worry about it right now. When you
She
get your
hasn't given you
taxes-
anything on these? Let me hear
like
from you, ma'am.
I've been job to job. We did have a conversation when I filed my taxes that I'm just saying, just like you look, I'm just saying, first of all, there's no loan. You didn't loan me in no period of time and nothing. Like you just said, you're helping me and you doing it out the kindness of your heart.
You said we discussed when my income tax comes. We discussed this.
That was the last payment when she gave me that $600.
No, ma'am. You were telling her about filing your taxes.
That was a conversation we had over the phone, and I told her.
That's why your case is dismissed and yours is granted. I don't believe a word you say. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
I mean, it was like simply the only way to get her to understand her wrongs. Girl, I have the messages, but I have the messages.
Plaintiff Jacqueline Rice dated the defendant, and when their daughter was 2 months old, she died of sudden infant death syndrome. Jacqueline claims even though she and the defendant were still dating, he showed up to their daughter's funeral with another woman, and she's suing him today for child support. Defendant Jason Parsons says after his daughter passed away, he self-medicated with marijuana and alcohol. Jason claims he still loves Jacqueline, and he hopes their family can reconcile after today.
Tell me what happened.
2004, Jason and I had met in high school. We were friends. 2006, we had ended up getting into a relationship. We had our very first son. Jason, actually, when I found out I was pregnant, I was gonna break up with him because I had found out that he was cheating on me. But because I was pregnant, I decided to just kind of stick it out with him, try to make the relationship work. In 2008, we had our second child, Ariel. She passed away in March of 2009. She was 2 months old from SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome.
Sorry to hear that.
When she passed, we had her funeral, and Jason had brought a female that I had suspected him of cheating on me with to the funeral.
How long had you all been separated?
We was not separated at the time. Not that I know of. I mean,
Go ahead.
As far as I knew, we were still together.
How did that go?
Going back to the day that our daughter passed away, we had marijuana in our house. They did a search of our apartment. They found the marijuana. Because they found the marijuana, they had took custody of our oldest son, Adrian. She passed away in March of 2009. She was 2 months old from SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome.
Sorry to hear that.
When she passed, we had her funeral, and Jason had brought a female that I had suspected him of cheating on me with to the funeral.
Plaintiff Jacqueline Rice dated the defendant, and she claims after their daughter passed away, he showed up to her funeral with another woman.
How old was your son?
He was 2 at the time, almost 3. So basically, we lost both of our children in the same day. Children's Services had requested us to complete a family program. Jason wasn't so good at trying to fulfill that program, so I pretty much ended up doing it all on my own to regain custody of my son. It took me a whole year.
What did you have to do?
Drug and alcohol counseling, 4 days a week, 6 hours at a time, back and forth. During this time, I found out I was pregnant. So at that time, they took our oldest son. I ended up completing the program a whole year to the date later. Well, I completed the program in 6 months, but I did not regain custody until a day to the date of my daughter's death. I regained custody back of him. Jason had basically denied paternity of our youngest son, and Children's Services had said, hey, we want you to take this DNA test. It ended up coming back that he was the father of our youngest, so they put him on child support.
When was that?
That was in 2009.
How old was the child then?
When I did the paternity test, Callan was only maybe 4 months old at that time.
All right. So he was held responsible financially since the child was 4 months old.
Correct.
But obviously hasn't paid enough, or he's at least $5,000 in arrears. Let me hear from you, sir. We'll get back to the specifics on the child support.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I'd like to say I'd love to have my family back. Jackie, I told you this plenty of times that I'm still in love with you. Besides that.
When did you all break up?
Oh.
But you want your family back. Didn't you say 09?
Yeah.
That's 10 years ago. Man, she gone. she been gone. What you talking about? You ain't paid your child support. It's been 10 years. You know I want my family. You trying to get out of paying. Now tell me about this. Woman don't want you. You want him?
There was a lot going on at the time.
She want her money. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna lie. Yes, there was a lot of cheating going on. I did a lot of cheating. She also did a lot of cheating herself as well. It was just.
Did you bring a woman to the baby's funeral while you all were still together?
It was a coworker, Your Honor. It was a coworker.
You weren't dealing with her?
No, I was not.
And she didn't ask about it or anything? You never asked him about
it? Before our daughter passed away, I seen text messages between the two of them, and I had suspected.
Friendly text messages, co-worker text messages. It was nothing too serious.
All right.
Same old story.
I didn't think you would be like that, sir.
But we was doing a lot of grieving at the time. When our daughter passing away, like, I did a lot of self-medicating with alcohol and marijuana. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Okay, I'm glad that's all you went to is alcohol and weed.
Well,
you went further than that?
No, I have not.
Okay, good.
She also had a little self-medicating herself. With
nothing beyond alcohol and weed, hopefully.
A little bit of cocaine.
Is that right? You turned to cocaine?
No, I did that long before I had kids.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
So
you I can understand you being traumatized by that. You went down to a life of a downward spiral.
Yes, heavy drinking. Yes, I did. But I changed my life around.
When?
Over the last couple of years, actually.
Okay.
I started realizing that I need to be a better parent.
And you sincerely wanted your family back, obviously.
Yes.
I do believe that. And you know, sorry to hear everything that happened to you. It's hard to stand in judgment of your lifestyle and the destructive ways, having experienced what you experienced. So I'm gonna leave you alone on that, because that's pretty tough experience to go through. And I do know that people oftentimes, when they're traumatized, they turn to alcohol and drugs to ease the pain, self-medication. People wonder why there's so many folks in the impoverished communities that are on drugs. Certainly poverty is painful. You can't feed your children, you can't feed your family, and they're looking in your face every day, Daddy, why can't I get these gym shoes like all the other kids? Why can't I get this and that and the other? Your wife bugging you to death. Go out and get a job. You ain't nothing. You ain't no good. Yeah, you're going to say, oh, I'll be right back. And instead of getting a job, you're going to go and get you a hit to ease that pain away. I feel good now. So it's no mystery as to how all this is occurring. First, the availability of the drugs, then the poverty that causes the pain to make one desire the drugs to escape the pain.
Plaintiff Jacqueline Rice dated the defendant, and she claims after their daughter passed away, he showed up to her funeral with another woman.
Tell me about the child support, the specifics.
In 2008, I had put him on child support for our oldest, Adrian. And after our daughter had passed away, Children's Services had put us both on child support. And then when I regained custody of my oldest son, they shifted it back over onto him. That was in 2010. So whenever it shifted it back over to him, he was like $21,000 in child support behind in 2016. They issued a warrant out for his arrest.
21,000.
Yes. He was out on a PR bond. We went to court, and that's when they started garnishing his wages.
Good.
He's currently at $12,000 now. So he has gotten it down, but it was because of the garnishment of the wages.
What do you say, sir? This is since 2010.
Since 2010 to 2014, I was not able to keep a steady job.
How did you survive for 4 years?
I pretty much found ins and out jobs, like I worked at a liquor store under the table.
What's your level of training?
Really, I didn't have no training at that time.
So in the 4 years that you couldn't afford to pay child support because you didn't have a steady income, why didn't you go and get some training so that you would be eligible for a job that you could be paid enough to feed your family?
At the time, I did not have the correct education.
Right, I know. That's why I said you had 4 years though that you were doing nothing, remember? That's what you just said. I mean, you said from 2010 to 2014, I did nothing.
I
That's what
do
you
nothing.
just said. You said I did a little this and a little that every now and then.
I mean, I had regular jobs. It's just I couldn't.
That's not what you said.
I said I couldn't keep a steady job.
Why?
Because it was just hard at the time.
Hard to do what?
Just whatever they needed me to do. Like
the work was too hard?
No, it was just certain jobs was just not fit for me. Like,
what was unfit about them?
Just
so much so that you didn't want to feed your child. What was unfit about the jobs?
It was just the employers and the coworkers.
All the employers? 4 years worth of employers were not a good fit enough for you to get some money to feed your baby?
I mean, it was not just that either. It was just
what?
It was the point that I did not want to support the man she was with at that time either.
What they got to do with the man? You asked them to support the man?
No.
Your Honor, I was only in my 20s. I was young. I didn't know anybody.
How old are you now?
I'm 33. Oh. I was
well,
only
you
21.
got a lot of excuses, sir. And this is the only one I'll consider reasonable. All that other stuff is nonsense. And you say the back balance is $12,000?
Yes, sir.
Is that true, sir? Let me see what you have.
I believe so.
All right, and the maximum we can give you today, ma'am, is $5,000.
That's fine.
Yeah, $6,600 and then $5,500, sir. All right, sir, you gotta get this child support money. All this was not a good fit. Everything gotta be a good fit for you. Because if you don't, you're going to jail. They'll lock you up if you don't pay your child support. Then you go to jail and the child is not fed. I don't care how you do it. Whatever you gotta do. Judgment for the plaintiff.
I respect Jason, and I respect that he's trying to step up to the plate, but he needs to do a little bit better of a job. That's all.
I love having another second chance, but obviously that's not going to happen. So I guess I'll just try to be the better dad that I can be.
Plaintiff Allison Evans has been friends with the defendant for 15 years, but recently they've drifted apart because the defendant always chooses men over her friends. Allison is suing her former friend for the cost of a trip. Defendant Vanessa Freeman insists she never chooses men over her friends. Vanessa claims after she and Allison got in an argument about the trip, Allison told all of Vanessa's male friends to stay away from her. Vanessa denies owing Allison for anything.
Start with you.
All right, well, Your Honor, me and Vanessa, we have been friends for over 15 years now. And here recently, we've had a rift that's been drawn in between us. We've changed. I'm a hard worker, I work hard now, I ride share, and I'm a hairstylist or whatever. And Vanessa, she's still out like partying and still kind of bar hopping, still in the bar life because she's a bartender, kind of still like in the nightlife or whatever. So we've kind of drifted apart. She puts men before her friends, which I'm the friend keeper. Like, I like to keep all of us together.
Men in general or men that she has special relationships with?
Well, I mean, it could be just any random man. As long as she likes him, then if he wants to do something or if he says whatever, then she will.
She had any long-term relationships like that?
Yes, she has had long-term.
She put them before you?
Yes, that's correct. She has.
You don't think that's right?
No, I don't think it's right, Your Honor. That's a really good friend of mine.
How about if they were married?
Plaintiff Allison Evans was friends with the defendant, but she claims they drifted apart because the defendant always chooses men over her friends.
Is it all right to put her husband before you?
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
So if her and this long-term relationship were en route to marriage, you say, well, no, until you get married, you got to put me first.
No, that's not true,
and
Your Honor.
I'm telling you, she would not get married, because if she told me that or any other man, well, I got to put her ahead of you now until we get married, yeah, she would never be married. I'm just letting you know that putting your man or your woman ahead of your friends, they should be ahead of all y'all.
I agree with you. I agree, but if it's just a random man.
You just said one was a long-term relationship.
Yeah, one was, just that particular one, but I'm talking about these rest of these men.
Okay.
They're just being random is what I'm talking about. Vanessa was a really good friend of mine.
Okay.
We grew up together.
Give me some background from your perspective.
Okay, from my perspective, she's right as far as us having a long-term relationship and a friendship, but all this other stuff with these random guys, I don't know. That sounds to me like crackish behavior. It's not my behavior. I don't know what she has going on, but that is so incorrect. Yes,
she ever complained about your male friends to you?
Yes. When this rift started happening between us, she started reaching out to, friends that I've had, telling them to leave me alone. I'm no good. I'm
your male friend?
My male friend.
That you dated in the past?
That is correct.
How'd she get their numbers?
Going through my phone.
Went through your phone to get your...
No, not necessarily, because we were sometimes mutual friends and we all
Oh, you had her men's numbers?
No, we ran in the same circles, Your Honor. So we were all mutual friends, some of them, but like I said, it's been random.
Me and my wife and her friends, we all run together. I don't have their number.
Yeah. Well.
Go ahead.
So she went through my phone, got my guy friends' numbers, started calling them, trying to start trouble with them. That's what? Crackish behavior. Hello.
It's messy.
That's not true.
That's messy
not true.
And crackish. I'm not one of them, okay? So she's doing all of this. She's causing problems, telling them not to talk to me. I work hard as well. So don't give me that, you doing all of this, trying to say I'm bar hopping. I'm a very responsible adult myself. I work hard myself. I'm not going to take this from her or anybody else trying to badger me and say I'm bar hopping and all this extra stuff. She does too much. I loved her. Still have love for her, but all this, it's got
drama you can't take.
The drama I can't do it.
Let me hear about the trip you're suing her for.
All right, well, Your Honor, this is a trip that we planned for over a year now. It was me, Vanessa, and two of our other friends. We sat down, and I'm kind of like, the group. I like, the group maker. Come on, y'all, let's, stay together. Let's plan this trip so we can get together for a little girls' power team and relax. So it's just supposed to be like a little 3-week vacation.
3 weeks?
Yes, it was a 3-week
little?
vacation.
You call it little? A 3 week is little?
It was a 3-week vacation,
you go on bigger ones?
This is something that was planned out, so it's not like
you called it little. And it's 3 weeks.
Well, yeah, sure.
So what is big?
Probably like a month or two.
All right.
Yeah.
Only people I know to do that are the super rich.
Okay.
Not even the regular rich. Super rich. But
Yeah,
go
I'm
ahead.
definitely not there. I'm just a hard worker and I like to save up. But for this particular trip, we talked about it for over a year. And we planned this. When it came to the point where the 3 months of where everything had to be paid, Vanessa didn't have her share of the money. Now, previously, if I've loaned Vanessa money or any of that, she's always paid it back. I've never had a problem with her paying it back. But with this particular time, she feels like she doesn't owe me because she didn't come on the trip. So she kind of like ghosted me at the last minute. She didn't tell me what was going on. She told me that she had to work, and then come to find out, one of the other girls that was on the trip told me that Vanessa was really with a man. And I mean, I'm not messed up with that. Do what you do.
Yes, you are. That's your main thing. That's all you've been talking about. That's all you've been talking about her. So, man, now you're suing her over her men.
No, I'm suing
Leave
her.
her and her men alone. Be with as many men as she wants to. And they're over you.
That's fine, Your
They
Honor.
come ahead of you.
Okay.
Right?
That's correct.
Get over it.
Plaintiff Allison Evans was friends with the defendant, but she claims they drifted apart because the defendant always chooses men over her friends.
Now go ahead.
Well, Your Honor, with this particular time,
Did she agree, let's start there, to pay for the ticket to you?
Yes, she did agree to pay it to me.
And you paid it on her behalf up front?
Yes, I did.
All right. You only found out how long prior to the trip did you find out?
I found out a week prior to the trip.
That she wasn't going?
That she wasn't going.
And did you speak with her about it?
I tried to speak to Vanessa about it, but she ghosted me. She wouldn't answer the phone.
Okay.
She wouldn't respond to my text messages, so.
And you never spoke to her since then?
I finally spoke to her because this happened in 2017 of the summer. I finally was able to speak to Vanessa back in September 2018.
What she said?
We got together. I was messaging her on the Facebook Messenger or whatever. And I was just like, hey, you know, what's going on? You still owe me this money. Basically, what she was saying is, I know I owe you the money. However, I didn't go on the trip, so I don't owe you anything.
Okay. Let me hear from you, ma'am, about this.
Well, I do not feel like I owe her the money. For that, I didn't go on the trip.
Did you ever agree to pay?
Originally, I did agree to pay for the
to
trip.
reimburse her for monies that she put up on your behalf?
That is correct in the beginning. However, it was not a man that kept me from going on my trip. It was my job. We had a lot of layoffs at the time at my job, so I had to step up and do what I had to do to make sure I took
Well,
my
that's not
bag.
what the other girls told me.
Who
So.
cares what
Let
the
her
other girls
finish.
say? Okay, thank you. So I feel like I do not owe her the money because I did not take the trip. And then when she started getting belligerent, yelling, texting all the time, trying to curse me out, even pushing me, putting her hands on me when we did meet up in September, I felt like that was the breaking point. That was
Was there any
draw.
condition that if you did not take the trip, you didn't have to pay?
No, there was not.
Okay, because someone pays something on your behalf and you tell them they're going to pay them, you can't change her mind unilaterally. The agreement, she has to agree to change it with you, as you all agreed to pay for it by reimbursing her. So no, you can't just change your mind and not go, get mad, I ain't going to go. Or in your case, my work won't let me go. And I don't know what you were thinking anyway. I don't know many jobs that give you 3 weeks straight off. So you made an agreement, and I'm going to grant you your judgment. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
I really don't even have nothing to say to you.
I have nothing to say
because
to
you
you
should have gave me
either.
my money. You shouldn't even had to come
Girl,
this far.
bye. You know,
exactly.
you should have kept your hands to yourself.
That's
and
why I got my money. It ain't got nothing to do with it, 'cause I paid my money.
You can have a little money, but
I paid my money.
stay out my life.
Thank you.
Don't call me.
Appreciate
Don't bother me.
I'm
Mind your
done.
business.